Hello everybody, my name is Bling and today we have more Xenoblade X. Now today is going to be another build video. Actually have not done one of these in quite some time. Today we will be taking a look at the Dual Swords art Backslash. A very well known art throughout the Xenoblade community and probably even just the JRPG community in general. If you said the name Backslash to them, they probably would know where it's from. Today we're going to be taking a look at this art in Xenoblade Chronicles X. And in Xenoblade Chronicles X, this art is actually not that great. Probably the biggest offender here is that hit scaling that it has there. 400% hit scaling for a single hit art is not very great at all. There are many other arts that have a lot greater hit scaling and are also single hit. For example, Sniper Rifle has Shrapnel and Sidewinder, which also are single hit and have much higher hit scaling. In fact, they have over double the hit scaling. Even some non-ether attributed arts, or rather arts that cannot be made ether attributed, like Galactic Cataclysm, Quick Cannon, and Starlight Kick, also have much higher hit scaling. Fortunately for Backslash, it can be made ether attributed, so therefore it can do just as much, if not more, damage than those arts that cannot be made ether attributed, even with the much lower hit scaling. Bonus of this art though is that it has very fast cooldown. Non-second cooldown is extremely fast, so you'll definitely be able to spam it to a certain extent and be able to get some mediocre, average DPS out of it. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the game plan here. As you can see, I'm running Topple. I'm running Assault Rifle as my ranged weapon, and this will work just fine for a good 85–90% of the content in this game. This build will be a little bit less viable, if not completely unviable, against some of the higher level tyrants, specifically the super bosses. Not just because they either greatly resist or are immune to topple, but also because they are either incredibly difficult to get behind or just impossible to get behind, like Telethia or Farsis or Vortice if you're trying to fight him on the ground, or at least are just very difficult to consistently get behind. So this build becomes a lot less viable against those tyrants, if not unviable, completely unviable. Well, like I said, this will work against a good 90% of the content in this game, so that's why it's worth looking into and it's worth using, or at least attempting to use if you're interested in it. So let's go and look at the game plan here. We have upper hand. Upper hand is to give us our critical power, and it's also for us to get our double count bonus in overdrive, particularly for Furious Blast. For those who don't know, you combo a green art into any art with a hit count, you will get double that art's hit count added to your overdrive counter. So we will combo upper hand into Furious Blast, and we will get 30 to our overdrive counter, provided all of our hits hit. So it's very nice, makes it very quick to get a max count on the overdrive counter. Then we will topple while doing this, so that we so we won't like get hit, because if we get hit once, we're probably gonna die with this kind of build. So we topple, then we do upper hand, Furious Blast, and then we use Assault Breaker to keep it down a bit longer. For those who don't know, stun will make topple last a bit longer, so it's pretty nice, especially when you have long topple. On topple extends duration for 5 seconds, so it'll be 11 seconds, and if you flip it with stun, it will last even longer. So once we get to 100 count, we will pretty much just use Backslash, because it'll be toppled, and yeah, that's pretty much all we want to do. It's pretty straightforward actually. If you ever need TP, you have Side Slash. Side Slash will also do a pretty good amount of damage, not nearly as much, but it'll do surprising amount of damage actually, considering you can use this art 3 times in a row and it hits twice each. It can still do some pretty decent damage, and it also gives you a lot of TP. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the game plan with this art palette we have here. Let's go and take a look at our ground gear here. So for this kind of build, you pretty much just want your whatever ranged weapon you choose to have utility for your dual swords, just to make things easier for you. So on mine, I have Appendage Crusher, overdrive count up, and a Mechanoid Slayer. Mechanoid Slayer is completely optional. The only reason I have it is because I will be fighting Gizo here, and it will just allow me to squeeze a little bit more damage out. But otherwise, you can just put whatever you want there. Overdrive count up, obviously there to just make things a bit easier, make it easier to get to max count. Appendage Crusher on my ranged weapon, and on my headgear here makes it so I have 2 free slots on my weapons to do whatever I want with. And so I choose to do 3 Appendage Crushers and 3 melee attack ups. All you need is 5 Appendage Crushers, so that means that we have 3 there and 2 on our 1 on our weapon and 1 on our headgear, so that's 5. So we can just use these 3 slots for our melee attack up. As you can see on my dual swords here, I have melee Eat the Rest down. The reason I have that is because normally with this build, there is no possible way to get Eat the Rest down on the enemy outside of your skill, and using skill is very risky because they might resist it, and it is also very slow. So yeah, this is pretty much just the easiest way to go about it. Now you see I have a whole bunch of resistance reducer on my armor here. This is just so to make it easier to inflict topple on my enemies. You see on these other slots I have Orb Rapid cooldown. It's pretty self-explanatory, just making it easier to get to my arts faster. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skills here. Like I said earlier, I have long topple. The rest of this stuff is pretty basic, pretty much what you would want to run on an ether build. Outside of background noise, that's a little specific for this. But Aura Assault, Core Crusher, Body Muscle, pretty much just basic stuff you put on a melee focused melee build. So yeah, nothing all that exciting here. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. I will be showing this build against Gizo here and Lucio. You will see that this build gets the job done. It works. It'll do it. Like, not much else to really say. It will get the job done. So that means it's pretty much worth using. You can do whatever you want in this game, you know. And you know, Backslash can definitely get the job done for you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.
Don't wait for them to beat us. Aura's up! Assault Hammer! Upper hand! Furious Blast! Still going! Furious Blast! Assault Hammer! Assault Hammer! Upper hand! Assault Hammer! Furious Blast! Oh my god! When will it stop? Assault Hammer! Assault Breaker! Backslash! Thanks! Killing machine! Ready for some— You're done hurting people! Overdrive! Furious Blast! Still going! Upper hand! Furious Blast! Upper hand! Assault Hammer! Oh, did that hurt? In that case, your weakness and you die faster! Killing machine! Assault Breaker! Backslash!